4 faces carved into stone. 4 symbols of American greatness. But the mountain they stand on once had another name. The Lakota called it the 6 Grandfathers. Long before it was Mount Rushmore, this granite peak in the Black Hills was a sacred center of the world. A place where the earth met the sky, where prayers were carried by the wind, where, according to Lakota tradition, their people emerged into the world. This was not empty land. It was origin, it was identity, it was alive. In 1868, after years of bloodshed, the United States signed the Treaty of Fort Laramie with the Sioux Nation. The Black Hills were recognized as Sioux land. The promise was permanent. The land would remain theirs. The promise lasted 6 years. In 1874, Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer led an expedition into the Black Hills. Officially, it was a reconnaissance mission. Unofficially, they were searching for gold. When gold was confirmed, the news spread across the country. Miners rushed in. Wagons rolled across treaty land. Tents became camps. Camps became towns. The Sioux refused to sell. To them, the land was not a commodity. It was sacred. War followed. Soldiers burned villages, destroyed food supplies, forced families into starvation. By 1877, Congress seized the Black Hills. Not through agreement, not through purchase, through force. The sacred center of a nation was taken. Decades later, another vision arrived. A sculptor named Gutzon Borglum believed America needed a monument unlike anything the world had ever seen. He chose 4 presidents: George Washington, the birth of a nation; Thomas Jefferson, its expansion; Abraham Lincoln, its survival; Theodore Roosevelt, its rise to global power. In 1927, construction began. Nearly 400 workers climbed 500 feet above the ground each day. They sat on small wooden seats, suspended by cables against a sheer granite wall. One of those workers was a 19-year-old drill operator named Nick Clifford. He would later describe the mountain as both terrifying and magnificent. The wind could slam them against the rock face without warning. Dust filled their lungs. Dynamite blasts echoed across the hills. They drilled precise holes into the granite, packed them with explosives, and stepped back. Over 14 years, more than 450,000 tons of rock were removed. 90% of the carving was done with dynamite. Only the final inches were shaped by hand. Imagine the first detonation. The shockwave ripping across the Black Hills, granite exploding into the sky. Smoke rolling over the sacred peak. For the workers, it was progress. For the Lakota, it was desecration. The 6 grandfathers were disappearing, and new faces were emerging. Massive, expressionless, permanent. Despite the danger, no worker died during construction. It became a triumph of engineering, a symbol of American ambition. But ambition can leave scars. Borglum's vision was even grander. He planned full torsos carved into the mountain. He designed a hidden Hall of Records behind Lincoln's head, a chamber meant to preserve America's founding documents for thousands of years. The chamber was partially built, then abandoned. Funding collapsed. Borglum died in 1941. The monument was left unfinished. Just the faces remained, watching silently over land that had once been promised to someone else. In 1980, after decades of legal battles, the United States Supreme Court ruled that the Black Hills had been taken illegally. The government had violated the 1868 treaty. Compensation was awarded. The amount has since grown to over $1 billion. The Sioux Nation refused it, not because the money was small, but because accepting it would mean the land was for sale. And to them, it never was. The money still sits in a federal account, untouched, interest accumulating, a legal admission, without restoration. Today, nearly 3 million visitors stand before Mount Rushmore every year. Children stare up in awe. Presidents give speeches beneath the carved faces. Fireworks light up the night sky. For many Americans, it is a monument to freedom, to leadership, to resilience. For many Lakota, it is a reminder. A sacred mountain reshaped, a promise broken, one mountain. 2 histories. The granite faces look outward across the nation, but the deeper story lies beneath them. Mount Rushmore is not just a monument. It is a contradiction carved in stone. A celebration built on contested ground. The mountain remains silent, but history is not. The stone will endure for thousands of years. The question will endure with it. Can a nation honor its heroes without confronting the land beneath their feet? The faces do not answer. They only watch. And the mountain remembers everything.